Hi, I'm Beth. Welcome to my channel, Yogi Beth C, and welcome to this chair yoga practice for vagal tone. Now, if you're not familiar with the vagus nerve, that's okay. You don't have to know much about it, other than the fact that the vagus nerve is the largest nerve in the body, and it serves a really important function of helping us to feel safe, connected, and more at ease. So when we engage the vagus nerve or talk about vagal tone, what we're meaning is creating that in our nervous system. And yoga postures can help with that. So there are specific yoga postures that can help enhance vagal tone. Now, I've already talked about this in the restorative yoga practice that I've done, so you might want to check that out if you prefer to lie on the floor. This is an option in a chair to try when you want something maybe a teeny bit more active, but also want to stimulate that feeling of relaxation, connection, a engagement in your nervous system, and yet feeling more relaxed and at ease. Okay, so we'll start seated in any sturdy chair. Have one prop, a blanket or a pillow, it doesn't matter which. We're going to use that at the end. If your feet don't comfortably reach the floor, you might want a blanket or something under your feet. We'll start by practicing a simple movement with a breath pattern in yoga called Ujjayi breath. Now, Ujjayi breath is sometimes called Darth Vader breath or ocean sounding breath because it's a breath sound at the back of the throat. If you haven't practiced it before, you can try it by making a ha sound with your mouth open first, as if you were fogging up a mirror. This is my mirror. So try it by breathing in, and then as you breathe out, so you probably get the idea of that sound. We're going to make that sound as we breathe out with our mouth closed. And the reason for that is because there's been research to show that any kind of sounding stimulates a vagal tone. The vagus nerve is responsible for being connected to digestive areas, also to the throat, the chest, the face. So we're going to work on all those areas today. Okay, so one more little rehearsal. That is a little out breath, like a but we're going to do it with our mouth closed, so it's more like no mirror. And I'll be exaggerating my breath so you can hear it a little bit more. The arm movement is simply open your arms wide, thumbs back, breathing space across the chest as you breathe out, or as you breathe in. And then as you exhale, bring the arms back in front of you with that in the back of the throat. Let's start doing that together. Breathe in. Breathe in. Each time you breathe in, widening the arms. Simply letting the pattern of your arms move with the breath. As you open your arms, feeling like you're widening them all the way up to the armpits, all the way into the chest. Even if you can't hear my out breath, continue to try to have that sound on your out breath. Let's do 3 more together, maybe a little slower. Okay, you could let your arms come down. One more breath and movement pattern. This time when we breathe out, we'll let the out breath be audible with the mouth open, more of a sigh, like we'll place the hands on the shoulders. Similar movement to before, opening the elbows, at this time letting the chest come forward a little bit more, maybe a little gaze up with your head. And then as you exhale that, your elbows start to come together and you round your back a little bit more, chin comes down. So inhale wide, drawing the elbows back, shoulders come together, maybe a little stretch in the front of the neck. Exhale. A few more times, and you could turn your eyes in the direction, so look up with your eyes. And down. Twice more. Okay, and then lower your hands once again. Now we're going to do a little stretch for the side of the neck. Remember, I said the vagus is instrumental in all along the chest and the neck, the facial muscles, the jaw. I'll be mirroring you for this exercise. We're going to take your left ear and start to let it drop down toward your shoulder. Now you can let this arm hang for a moment, maybe even get a little shake out to make sure that the shoulder is not creeping up toward the ear. Then we're going to take that hand somewhere on the outside of the collarbone on your left side, on your right side, and gently pull down with the hand. You might want to pull the other hand on top of it. So we're moving the skin on the side of the chest, your right side chest, as we allow the head to drop down in the opposite direction. And if you'd like, you can small movements of the head, maybe looking up a little bit, chin down toward chest a little bit. And what you're doing in these tiny movements is simply exploring, is there a better place to hold your head to feel a stretch in the side of your neck? And if you find that place, then stay. You can rearrange your hands to get that little bit of a gentle grip there. If you want to breathe in that ujjayi way with the sounding on the out breath or even the out breath sigh, you can do either of those for any of the poses we're going to do today. Last breath on this side, maybe sigh that out. Gently, you could take your left hand and actually help your head up. It gets heavy there after being there a little bit. Take a moment to notice any changes in the sides, and then we'll go to the second side. So your right ear starts to lower toward your right shoulder. I might not be going down as far on the side because I've had a little stickiness on the side of my neck. Take your right arm and let it hang loose for a moment. Make sure that the shoulder is loose, not trying to engage in the movement. Simply gravity helping ear toward shoulder. And then take that same hand as ear across the body, around the area of the collarbone. Find a place where you can gently pull, really pull the skin down is what you're trying to feel. And you might have to kind of feel in around there to feel it. And same thing here, you can stay if this is a good spot, or you can take a little bit of movement. You might hardly see that I'm moving. You can also really take your eyes in the direction of the movement. When you take your eyes to one extreme, you're helping to activate the vagus that way too. And so if I move my head a little bit down, I can take my eyes to the other corner. And find your spot, readjust your hands if needed to stay another breath. One more in-breath. Sigh it out if you'd like. And be gentle with yourself by using your hand to help you come upright. Okay, adjust your sit in your chair if you needed. Ideally, you're sitting a little toward the edge so you can feel your sits bones underneath your body. And we're going to move into a twist, since twist helps spin around our torso and this area of our abdomen that is also instrumental in the vagus nerve, or the vagus is instrumental in the functioning of this area. So let's lift the left arm up to start, reaching that arm up tall. You can give yourself a little self-adjustment by reaching under the armpit and just a gentle little push of the muscles there upward. You might feel that you get a little more lift of your arm. I did. Now we're going to spin around toward the right. We're going to start to feel that spin, not moving from our arm, but moving from our belly button up around the rib cage. This is our thoracic spine. And once again, if you want to help, you can take your opposite hand to the rib cage and start using that to gently turn your body toward your right side. Not a big twist, so whenever I get to where I get, right now for me, that's maybe about 45 degrees, then the top hand comes down, holds at my thigh, opposite hand can hold on the chair or hang by my side. Now right now my chin is balanced pretty center of my chest. You can keep it right there if that's a comfortable place for your neck. You might choose to turn your head further in the direction that your body is going. You can also explore twisting your head in the opposite direction. And remember, if you let your eyes also go in the direction of the twist, that's a little bit of extra activation for the vagus. I'm going to take my head back through to center. You can too if you'd like. And let's take 2 or 3 more breaths. Remember, you can choose to do that closed mouth sound, that ujjayi breath. If you like, on your last breath, open mouth and sigh it out. And then to come out first, raise that arm back up and then spin your torso back around to front, lower your arm. Okay, second side, reach the right arm up tall. And remember, it could help to give that little bit of a lift so that it's really your whole arm and all the muscles down into your sides that are lifting, not just your hand overhead. And then when you're ready, we're again going to spin through our thoracic spine. That is the area around our rib cage. You can use a hand there as a reminder to help if you'd like. Take a breath in to get even a little taller all over your torso. And then as you exhale, start that spin, keeping your head pretty neutral to begin, bringing your arm down at a place where you can gently hold yourself in place. Your left hand can be wherever is supportive of that. Once you're there, then you might explore whether additional movement of the neck would feel right for your pose. You can look in one direction, letting your eyes go in that direction, look in the other. And the head can stay centered the whole time if that feels the best position for your neck. And let's take 2 or 3 more breaths on this side. If you want, sigh out the last one, breathe in. And then remember, we'll lift the hand back up, lift the whole arm back up, unwind to front, and come back down. All right, one more time on each side. We'll go a little bit more quickly into it. The only variation I want to add is if you'd like, you can add in a twist of the leg or a movement of the leg, which might make your twist feel a little different. So it's completely optional. You can keep the feet down the whole time. If you'd like to try the leg, I'm going to have 2 options for you. The first is to take your right leg and cross it over the left. So a lot of us sit this way, keep the legs crossed, and they can be any degree of cross. And that brings me to the second option, is they can be in more of a figure 4 shape. And you see, yes, I have my socks on because we don't need bare feet for this practice. So I think I'll try the figure 4 shape, and you might feel that around down into your hips, or you might like this shape better. And if either of those shapes feel too constricted on your body, doing it this way is absolutely fine. You can also extend that same side leg or the other side leg. I'll try with the figure 4. We'll start the same way. Breathe in, reach up tall. Remember that lift and reach. After you get that length, exhale, spin and twist. And let's breathe together here. Find a position for your neck. I'm going to gaze in that same direction. Take my eyes in that direction as well. Engage your ujjayi breath if you'd like. One more breath, sighing it out. Reach up with the arm, spin back around, take your leg down. You could use your hands to help. Take a moment or a breath. And then second side, cross legs, your pigeon legs or your figure 4 legs, or feet firm or leg extended. So I'm going to take the same side. You don't have to do it the same. I'm just choosing to do that today. Let's breathe into the torso as we reach the arm up tall. Sits bones stay grounded. And then as you exhale, spin around to your left. Arm comes down. Back arm might hold somewhere. Find a position for your head. And then stay and breathe. Engaging Ujjayi if that's beneficial to you. Option to sigh out the last one. Make your way back around to face forward. Oh, I didn't lift my arm that time. Okay, that's all right. We can make mistakes in yoga. And then find your seat once again. We'll take the hands this time and do a little bit more for the neck with a head release. I'll actually probably turn to the side so that you can see this. So I'm going to take my fingers right toward the base of my skull. So that bony parts at the bottom of your skull, my thumb. So my hands are lightly interlaced over my main part of the skull, and my thumbs are right in that little bony groove at the bottom of the skull. Now you might find that doing a little massage there feels good, so do give yourself a little bit of massage at the base of the skull. See how that feels. And keep your thumbs lightly pressed there so long as that's comfortable to you. And then push your head into your hands. So without moving your hands, without moving your head, gentle pressure of your hands and your head against each other. And hold that for a few seconds. Remember to release sooner if it's not comfortable. And release that pressure. Keep your hands. And now let your chin start to come toward your chest. Elbows come in. A little pressure, but not pressure in the head down. Feel as if you're lifting your head off of your spine as you bring your chin forward. So it's kind of a lift and a down rather than just a hinge down. So use your thumbs to offer that gentle little lift and then a little bit of chin toward chest. And we'll repeat that movement here. Gentle pressure of your thumbs into the base of your skull. Pressure of your head into your hands into your head. So a little isometric action. Hold for a few breaths. And then release the pressure. Let your head rise back up. Bring your hands down. And just for a moment, let your head release, trying to keep that same length in the back of the neck that we did with our hands. Letting your head release forward to wherever it comfortably comes. Maybe a few slight movements side to side, up and down, teeny tiny circles. And then help yourself back up. Okay, this is where you're going to need your blanket, your pillow, your cushion. I'll start with a blanket and I'll show this several different ways. We're going to do a forward fold and we specifically want some pressure around the area of the belly. The key is you want that pressure to be comfortable and sustainable for maybe 5 to 10 breaths or so, about a half of a minute. You can hold this pose longer, but that's about how long we're going to do it today. So I'll start with the blanket, and I have my blanket sort of loosely bundled up toward me. You can use your hands on your blanket or other prop to help you get tall, and then you'll start to hinge forward from your hips, letting your belly have some pressure into your prop. Only to the extent that that feels like a little bit amount of maybe discomfort, maybe stress on your belly, but certainly no pain. And if you've eaten recently, I would advise not doing this right after eating, being really, really cautious. And we want to relax here a little bit, even as we have that pressure. So you can take your arms, maybe your elbows on the prop, use your elbows to help with that pressure, but relax your head like we just did. You might find that you have space to fold your body more forward over the prop with your hands loose. So if you've already found that place, you can stay there a little longer. I want to show it with the bolster. Now this is a pretty thick bolster, so I've got not a really long torso, so this is probably going to be a little bit too big for me, but if I adjust it the right way, if I move around so it's below my ribs, and then I press forward, I can still get some of that pressure, and then I can release my arms in a different way, or I can rest my head in my hands. You can use anything here. You can use a bed pillow, a couple of couch cushions, anything that gives that bit of a pressure. Go back to the blanket, and I'm kind of tucking it right in my belly, so it's lower on my abdomen. My ribs are coming over it, and then I'm folding right over it. And you can hold yourself in this sort of coach advice-giving pose if that works for you. And let that pressure be there, but let everything else from your body be relaxed. You might specifically want to think about relaxing the belly, even though your prop is pressing into it. The belly doesn't have to clench or have any muscular effort. So draw your attention there and think about, is there anything you can do to let those muscles be a little bit more loose and released in your abdomen? And then also, like we did, relaxing the head, so no need to hold the head. Let the head be soft on the top of the spine. And lastly, relaxing the face. So notice, take your attention to your jaw, maybe wiggle it around a few times, move your tongue. Scrunch up your face, your nose in a little bunny face to let your nose and your cheeks relax. And even this little spot here between the eyebrows, scrunch that for a moment and then let it release. Last few breaths here. Slowly help yourself up. Set the prop aside. Take a breath or two, feeling that release from no longer having the prop there. So we stimulated, we stressed a little bit, and now we're releasing. You can experiencing that for a few moments. The last thing that we're going to do today is another breathing exercise. This is called humming bee breath. And so this is what it sounds like. It's a bee sound in the throat. So a little similar to Ujjayi that we did earlier, but more obvious of a buzz or a really kind of like a hum, but it's called humming bee breath. So I'm going to exaggerate it more than it might be you doing it alone. So you take a breath in, and with your mouth closed on your exhale, hopefully you could hear me. My neighbors probably could too. So that's the sound. And you can let the exhale be until it naturally fades away. So let the inhale be a natural, comfortable inhale. And the exhale, extend that sound as long as you can. So I'll do it 3 total times with you. You don't have to match my pace. Do it at your own pace. So you get a chance to practice it with me, and then I definitely invite you to try it more on your own. Okay, when you're ready. Second one. So that was it. Take a moment to release, see how you feel. You could go right into my restorative practice for a vagal tone, or you can try another one of my practices. They're all designed for mindful stress relief. Give me a thumbs up, a like, any comments down below. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you move into the rest of your day in a more relaxed way. Take care.